Here we have to give some details of X-linked inheritance. You may be knowing there are two types of chromosomes, not only in human, in a variety of animals. That is autosomes and allosomes. Now in a human, for example, there are 22 pairs of autosomes and one pair said to be allosomes. And in this allosome, in the case of female, there are two X chromosomes. And in the case of male, one is X and the other is called a Y chromosome. In addition to the normal 22 pairs of autosomes which would be very common for both male and female. Now here you say somatic characters. Nothing but the characters which would be common both for male as well as female individual, like that of the characters of the eye, characters of the heart, the characters of the brain, characters of the intestine, that way. So which would be very common between male and female, said to be somatic characters. And most of the genes which are responsible for determining somatic characters may be present on autosomes. But some of the genes responsible for determining some of the somatic characters. That way I wanted to say. So the genes which are responsible for determining some of the somatic characters may be present on X chromosomes. And such genes responsible for determining somatic character but locate on X chromosome said to be X-linked genes. Now through an illustration we can see the pattern of inheritance of these alleles. Now two familiar examples often discussed for human: color blindness and hemophilia. Color blindness, specifically red-green color blindness. The person unable to distinguish the color red and green. And hemophilia is called bleeding disease. That is, in case of injury, there will be the continuous bleeding and due to the deficiency of clotting factor in such persons. And now here through an illustration we can try to explain the pattern of inheritance of the X-linked alleles. Now you say the parents, a female parent and a male parent, and the female with the two X chromosomes, and both the X chromosome carrying normal allele, capital C, and the male parent carrying one X chromosome and one Y chromosome with one mutant allele on the X chromosome. And in the gametes from the female parent, all will be of the same type. 22 pairs of autosome, no doubt, and then of these two X chromosome, one will be, because the gamete always will be haploid, condition of the diploid parental set. So here you see the X with a capital C, that is normal allele. And then on the side of male parent, two types of gametes produced because of the presence of Y allele. Y in no way connected to this X-linked trait. Anyway, 50% of the gametes will carry Y chromosome and the remaining 50% will be with the X mutant allele. Now among the F1 individuals, all the daughters will carry two X chromosome, but one of the X with a normal allele and the other X with a mutant allele, which would have been received from the male parent, the father of the daughter. So because of the presence of these two normal allele and this mutant allele, you consider it to be carrier for the color blindness, heterozygote. And then on the male side, all the males will be normal. There won't be mutant allele on X chromosome because only one X chromosome, that also from the female parent, mother. So the X chromosome may carry normal allele for the color vision, and you say the Y will be normal, may not be carrying any mutant allele for this trait in consideration. And then here you consider for the next generation, you take this carrier daughter and who will get married to a normal person of normal color vision. So his X chromosome condition will be with the normal allele along with the Y chromosome. And this carrier daughter will be carrying one normal and one mutant. Now the gametes available out of these couples. From the female, there will be 50% of the gamete with normal allele, X with normal allele, and 50% of the gametes of X with the mutant allele. And then from this male who is normal, 50% of the gametes with the X normal and 50% of the gametes with the Y. And then by the random union of the gametes, there will be the production of the individuals this way. So here 50% of the daughters will be normal because of all the daughters are normal. Anyway, 50% of the daughters will carry two normal alleles on the two X chromosomes, and 50% of the daughters will be carriers because of the presence of one normal and one mutant. And then among the son, 50% will be normal and the remaining 50% will be colorblind because 50% will carry the X with the normal allele and the remaining 50 colorblind males will be with mutant allele of X chromosome and Y. Now here you consider this male is the grandson of the first parent at the first step. Now here the mutant allele available with this father, the first parental father, passed through his grandson through the daughter, not through his son. Not through his son is important here to understand the pattern of inheritance. Because the X chromosome present with the father never passing into the son. The X chromosome of the father will be getting into the daughter only. So the mutant allele present with the father passing into his daughter, from where the son at the second generation will be receiving the mutant allele of his grandfather. So that way, here it is not simply vertical, father to son, son to grandson, that way. Here the trait with the grandfather, or you say the mutant allele, or even it may be the normal allele, whatever may be. If it is X-linked, the father trait will pass to the daughter only, not to the son, one step. And then if you consider this as grandfather to the grandson of the F2 generation, then the trait with this grandfather will be passing on to the grandson only through the daughter, not through the son. So this way, the root of the passage of this mutant allele or the X-linked trait, the allele determining X-linked trait will be from male to female, then female to male. So this pattern of inheritance is called criss-cross pattern of inheritance. A special feature regarding the pattern of inheritance of X-linked trait. Even literally simply said zigzag pattern of inheritance. Here you can assume usually in autosomal genes we assume that there must be a pair of alleles either in homozygous condition or heterozygous condition required for the expression of the character. But here one allele is sufficient for the expression of the character either in normal form or mutant form. Accordingly, the condition in the case of male, it is said hemizygous. And then in the case of female, if it is heterozygote, the female is said to be carrier of the mutant allele.